when we're not in suffering. But when we do suffer through something, it's the most comforting thing we could imagine. Jesus did not come to take away suffering, but to fill it with his presence. The effects of suffering can never really be overemphasized in the life of someone who believes. I often think back to one of this is not a spoiler, by the way. If you haven't seen Toy Story 3 now, you're a little behind because there's already been Toy Story 4. But one of my favorite movie scenes is in Toy Story 3. At the end of it, I won't give you all the leading up to it, but the toys are in big trouble. They're heading towards the incinerator. The fire's getting bigger. They're slipping down closer. Now, I have to be careful. I might cry at this, so I have to brace myself. It's a very tender scene. And you know, they've been through a lot. This is their third movie, so these toys have held together. They've been swinging out of the window and off the car and a van and getting in and out of boxes. So this looks like it's going to be it. So Jessie, the little cowgirl, she says, "Buzz, what do we do?" And you know what he does? He reaches over his hand to her. And she grabs his hand, and they come a little bit closer to each other. And then the other toys, I'm not going to give all their names because I don't want to embarrass anyone who doesn't know them as well as I do. And they all grab each other's hands because what they're about to enter is something far greater than themselves, and it's not a pleasant thing. It's their end. And they realize at that moment the only thing they can do is be together. But of course, it's a kids' movie. You can't have kids going home crying, although it'd be much more realistic to life if a few of them could go home crying. I could introduce them to my mother if they had any wonders about how that works in the long run. But then comes down from heavens, you know, the little green Martians are up there singing down the claw, and the claw grabs them, saves them. It's a beautiful ending, really. I would highly recommend it on the way home. Not for the driver, of course. But that is the effect of suffering in someone who has faith. Suffering is not the end. It has a benefit that we can never measure, and we could never guess that it would be the fruit of what we've been through. But once we're through it, well, we have the fruit. You don't have to worry about how you got there anymore. And this is the same suffering that we encounter in our lives of sin over and over again many times.